Welcome to Global UNITALKS Global Youth Day Runner-Up Speech Competition 2021. Now I invite the Global UNITALKS Brand Ambassador for East Africa, Ms. Lillian Wathika, to start the event.
Hello and welcome to Global UNITALKS Global Youth Day Runners-Up Speech Competition. I go by the name of Lillian Waithaka, and I will be your host for this event, which is truly such an honor. I remember several months ago, I was on the other end of this event as a participant, and one of the judges asked me where I see myself in 5 years. And I remember my answer being that there are infinite possibilities as to where I would be in the next 5 years. After all, the competition was one of those unexpected things that popped into my life. Looking back, I can see my answer taking life, as I would not have guessed that one day I'd be a host for such an event that has really modeled me and refined me. I have always been intrigued by highly successful people, and one thing that jumped out in my study of them is that they are immortalized by the platforms that they create. They go beyond offering a skill, a product, a service, and they delve deep into creating a platform that allows others to be. And I'd say the same for you, Professor. The Global Youth Day Speech Competition serves as a birthday tribute to the founder of Global UNITALKS, Professor Wallace. And needless to say, your legacy will set you apart as one of those people that will not be easily forgotten long after you're gone. This brings me to introduce the topic of this event, why not? More often than not, we ask ourselves, why? But one thing I can attest to is your question directs the integrity of your thoughts. So maybe it's time to ask ourselves, why not? And now it's my delight to welcome Ms. Maha Shamsi, the Global UNITALKS Brand Ambassador, United Arab Emirates. Ms. Maha, you're welcome.
Thank you. So, honorable guest of honor, founder of Global UNITALKS, Professor Wallace, renowned international juries, our mentor, Professor Diana, outstanding contestants, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you all on behalf of the Global UNITALKS worldwide family to today's prestigious competition, the Global UNITALKS Global Youth Day Runner-Up Speech Competition 2021. Today, you will witness bright young minds who are eagerly waiting to express their thoughts on the topic, why not? I do believe this is an interesting topic because it triggers different perspectives, which I am eager to hear about. So thank you all, especially to the audience, for taking the time out of the busy schedules and joining us here today. We are gathered here on a worldwide platform despite our geographical differences to discuss ideas that could shape the world one day. Speakers today will not only discuss ideas, but also present the art of speech. We're all here to not only listen, but to learn and to expand our knowledge. I truly am grateful to be part of the speaking crowd today. So the opportunity to be part of the UNITALKS platform was presented to me not so long ago, and I have been grateful for this privilege ever since. Because not only did I learn the true meaning of my topic from my fellow contestants, but the questions that were asked by the outstanding juries really helped me dive into my topic further. I truly am grateful to open this event with nothing but praise from the heart. And without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the founder of Global UNITALKS, Professor Wallace. Professor Wallace is the founder of this great platform, which today is positioned as the world's largest online platform. Here, on this platform, we from all corners of the world have gathered here to discuss ideas, thoughts, and feelings about a particular topic. Why not today? We also have the opportunity to learn. So we have received great mentorship and leadership skills to become future leaders of this world one day. Professor Wallace is the president of the Global Silk Road Universities Consortium, which has over 126 university members from various Silk Road countries. Students from all these universities today drive Global UNITALKS and have outreach over 177 countries and regions across the world. Professor Wallace is a true academician and has dedicated his entire life to the educational reforms and has developed many course curriculums and has even written books to enrich the youth of the 21st century. We are proud to be part of his dream. Now let's welcome Professor Wallace to address us.
Thank you, Ms. Mahashamshi, for your good words and encouragement to Global UNITALKS family. Greetings to guest of honor, international jury panel, outstanding speakers, lovely audience, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I take this opportunity to sincerely thank all the youth along the Silk Road countries who have been working hard and contributed greatly to enhancing their speaking abilities and leadership qualities. I wish to state that I'm very touched and highly grateful to all of you for making and celebrating my birthday as a Global UNITALKS Global Youth Day every year. It's remarkable. Global Youth Day Speech Competition 2021, which commenced on 30th of May this year and was participated by over 150 plus speakers from over 123 countries, will end today with its last leg, runner-up speech competition. Global Youth Day competition states and started with the topic, power of youth, and it will end with the runner-up topic, why not? Both these topics are so important for the youths of this world and to all of us to ponder upon. Where you are pursuing a new dream, working hard towards ongoing goals, or making a plan to transform your life in some way, self-discipline will be a major component in seeing it through. So why not? The meaning of the word why not in dictionary is also so intriguing, a return, challenge, demanding what bars an action or negates an assertion. So all the youths need to ask themselves why not and help themselves to build the resilience to never give up ever. Today, the speakers from various parts of the world will give their thought, process, and point of view on the topic, why not, which will help all of us to rethink. More than a catchy slogan, why not? It's a mindset, it's perspective, it's growth, it's optimism, it's courage, and it is inspiring. As all of you know, this year, Global UNITALKS from the very competition established the Young International Jury Panel, who were the winners of last year's competitions to be a part of the juries of Global UNITALKS. We believe that their insights, mentorship will also be an added advantage to all of us. We make sure youth connecting the youth. Global UNITALKS believe on the philosophy that there are two ways of spreading light, to be a candle or the mirror that reflects it. So as we all currently, the whole world is at the juncture of uncertainty and unpracticable future and sufferings. It's a time youth from all around the world need to plan how to heal this world. Hence the topic of our flagship Global UNITALKS International Speech Competition 2020 is Healing the World. The competition last year received over 357 applications and 50 speakers were selected, and finally one speaker reached the top 3 speakers position in the world competition in One Belt, One Road English Speaking Competition 2020 and made Global UNITALKS family proud. Global UNITALKS last year with this very flagship competition was poised to be a world largest students online platform. Global UNITALKS train and mentor the potential upcoming speakers, and once they become winner, they get chance to be the Global UNITALKS brand ambassadors and are trained to deliver opening and closing speeches on various competitions. After this milestone achieved, they move to become the next level to be the host of the competition, and finally become the member of the Young International Jury Panel. So a complete overall grooming is done in Global UniTalk mentorship journey. We believe in converting a raw diamond to a polished cut diamond, a future leader, and a public speaker. Global UniTalks always choose the speaker from remote places of the world without discrimination and follow the principle of equal opportunity to all. All these speakers are first-time speakers and has passion to grow, and here Global UniTalks come in the picture to prepare them. So my dear speakers, today you should not think on losing or winning, but instead focus on doing your best and learning. It's a start of an educational and mentorship journey for you from today. Today, I am also sad to announce that few of our speakers who should be speaking here today lost their close, near and dear ones in last few days and hence could not be here with us. My heartfelt condolences to their families. So now I would like to request our host to start the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor. I would now like to welcome Speaker 1 to the stage.
Dear Honorable International Jury, the founder of Global UNITALKS, the worldwide UNITALKS family, my fellow contestants and the live audience, greetings. I'm UNITALKS speaker number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, why not we make one more blooper and try to be perfectly imperfect? Bloopers, that's right. Mistakes in a more formal way, if I may say so. We are often afraid to make mistakes and calling ourselves imperfect. A smooth life without any mistakes and hurdles might seem a very joyful path in the beginning, but that's temporary. It ultimately leads our life to monotony. I personally have made plenty of mistakes in my life. All of them were done in different circumstances, but one thing was always in common. I always picked up the lessons and left behind my regrets with those mistakes. Dear ladies and gentlemen, in this world full of ambition, mistakes are your key to success. The more you make mistakes, the more you learn from it, the more you become confident. Because experience is something which you need to gather, not just learn from some books or articles. We all have done a mistake here and there too at some points in our lives. Now, can we all agree with that? You might have heard the name of Walt Disney, a famous American entrepreneur, voice actor, animator, and a film producer. Before he was discovered for his famous animation called Mickey Mouse, he had made plenty of mistakes too. Some of his animations failed to hit the top chart because of the poor quality and the storyline of the animation, including his loss of control over Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But it was just a matter of moment when he gathered all the pieces of his mistakes and turned it into a masterpiece we all know now today as Mickey Mouse. Being perfect is overrated. Everyone around us craves to become perfect and are constantly trying to put up a profile in front of the society which is unrealistic. While trying to maintain this perfect image, we often butcher our small happiness. There will be moments when we smile. There will be moments when we cry. This is how our bittersweet life should last. In order to get that so-called perfect pattern, we are constantly trying to judge ourselves, our gender, our skin color, our ethnicity, and trying to polish them in order to get them in a so-called perfect pattern. That's the pressure which holds us back from making the mistakes. One of my most admired persons called Kim Namjoon, the leader of the famous boy band called BTS. He climbed the ladder to success with all of his hard work, but none of them were done perfectly in the very first time. He once gave a speech at the 75th UN General Assembly in which he had said, "Maybe I made a mistake yesterday, but yesterday's me is still me. I am who I am with all my faults, making up the brightest stars of the constellation of my life. I have come to love myself for who I was, who I am, and whom I hope to become." Being imperfect and making a mistake is not a sin. We're all human beings after all. I personally am neither afraid nor ashamed of making a mistake or calling myself imperfect. So what's that one thing holding you back from making the mistake? Let us ask ourselves, why not me? Why not you? Why not us? Beyond the shadow of a doubt, I'd like to conclude my speech by paying my gratitude to the Global UNITALKS family for giving me this opportunity to be able to speak my speech in front of all of you wonderful people. I'd also like to thank my obliging professors and my lovely audience for paying heed to what I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker number one. Excellent speech. Now I'll request our young jury, Mr. Corey, to give you a question on your prepared speech.
Thank you, Professor Wallace. Hello, speaker number one. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Very well executed speech. I thought it was well structured and consistent from beginning to end. So I'd like to ask you this question. Do you think that making mistakes can always be perceived as a good thing?
Well, thank you, jury, for your question. I think that not always a mistake is meant to be a good thing. Sometimes some mistakes are grave, sometimes some mistakes are minor. Well, every first step when we are trying to do a new thing, every first step seems like a mistake, but we just need to take that leap of faith. Some mistakes lead us to bad things and some mistakes lead us to good paths. So we should always try to avoid the mistakes which are trying to deteriorate our life and follow the mistakes which will shine our life, which will help to brighten our life, which will help us to be more able to distribute our own thoughts, our good thoughts to the world. And that's why I think that mistakes should always be done in a right pattern, in a right way. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, speaker number one. Thank you, our young international jury, for the question. Now I'll call upon Ms. Biniti to give you a question on a general topic.
Speaker one, I think you delivered quite a confident speech. I loved how you managed to just have my attention from start to finish. And I loved your ending. So it was a great start of the competition. So the question I have for you is there any mistakes in your life where you feel like you look back at it and you regret it? Are there any mistakes you regret?
Well, thank you so much, Jury, for your question. There are some mistakes which I had made in my past couple of years, but none of them were left behind with regret, as I said in my speech. But one major mistake which I had done was taking a decision emotionally, which was about my career. That one mistake had a very large impact in my life, but I'm still trying to get over with it and not letting my regrets grow the best of me, because that's not going to be a good path for me. That's ultimately going to ruin for the real me. That's why I'm trying to hold back my regrets and making it a success. I'm trying to make my mistake or my blooper a success in my life, for which I will be able to shine and grow much more and contribute to the whole world. Thank you.
Good response, Speaker one. Well done.
Thank you, speaker number one. Now let's see the audience question. Here is a question for you. How can we learn to draw lessons from our mistakes, which appear overwhelming many times?
Okay, thank you, my lovely audience, for the lovely question. Sometimes mistakes should lead to two paths. One thing that which we should learn and one thing we should avoid. We should always focus on the things which we had done. The mistakes, we should not repeat ourselves every single time we do it. For instance, if I start writing my speech, I'm saying that I'm having some problems with my stammering. And when I'm reviewing myself constantly, practicing is what makes you perfect. The more you practice, the more you become confident, and the more you learn how to not to get to those mistakes. That's how I think we should be able to avoid our mistakes. And the practice is more efficient. The more you're efficient, the more you get to learn. And that's how we can avoid our mistakes. Thank you.
Great answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker One. This is the beauty of Global UNITALKS, that students across the world can converge in an open and diverse environment in one of the largest online platforms currently running, which goes beyond just the competitions, but mentorship, training, and being refined to be a global citizen who can represent global ideas to impact the greater good. And now I want to welcome speaker number two to grace the stage.
dear honorable international juries, founder of Global UNITALKS, worldwide UNITALKS family, fellow contestants, and live audience. Greetings. I'm speaker number 2, and today, under the topic Why Not, my title would be Beyond Social Restraints. The sun was bright, the sky all blue. It was a beautiful day for the world to embark upon a new journey. But a kindergarten student still didn't understand the weightage a report card bears. As she handed it over to her typical Asian parents, not knowing what a big red zero on mathematics implied, suddenly a fist landed over her face, making it fear-stricken, dumbfounded forever. I know most of my fellow contestants today would bring out examples of that Ivy League dropout kid who brought Microsoft revolution, or that colorblind American kid who helped in joining millions and millions of people through his Facebook. But panel, my speech does not concern those excellent people who once belonged to this rich neighborhood or who have been part of these prestigious universities. My speech concerns general people like you, like me, who are bound by the social norms, who are bound by family decisions, who do not even have enough social or financial capital to break out of those challenges that society put before us. Once Socrates said, human beings living in underground den. There they have been from their childhood. Their legs are chained. They cannot move. They can only see what is before them. While making a life decision, we tend to look back on our past embarrassing moments. And we thus confine ourselves within our insecurities, within our biases. And in most cases, it is the parental teaching or the educational system which always teaches us to abide by the safest rule possible. And as we grow old, this long organized cult of brainwashing takes over any endeavor to try out new things. Once I met this veteran lawyer. He was in his 80s. He told me he wanted to become an architect. But when he realized he was already 7 years into his legal profession and was somewhat earning well. So what did he do? He chose death for the next 50 years of his life only because he had this fear of failure, only because he had this fear that what the society would say. Panel, there is something fundamentally lacking in the culture of iconography. When we see only a few Malalais coming out of this patriarchal conservative society, or only a few Martin Luther King Jr. is coming out of this Black community, and millions of Black people are joining Black Lives Matter movement to reflect their daily struggles. It reflects that the changes have not yet reached the grassroots. The gap still exists, despite having so many role models. It reflects that mere self-motivation is not enough when there exists a toxic social or family's environment that is against your individuality, against your freedom. But panel, instead, if we can offer a parenting which encourages you to learn from your mistakes, to push yourself beyond the social norms, or an educational system which provides a one-on-one session between the teachers and the students, or a supporting peer groups. This is what we need to break out of the social norm, our biases, our insecurities. And once we do, we will see more people are coming out of their insecurities and asking themselves, why not? Despite how the classmates, how the society, how the parents react. And more people will choose the road not taken. As Robert Frost said, then took the other as just, as fair, and having perhaps the better claim. Thank you so much. But before concluding, I'd like to convey my heartfelt gratitude towards the whole team of Global UNITALKS family, founder of Global UNITALKS, international juries, lovely audience, professors for helping us throughout. It is truly a moment of joy to be a part of a family as prestigious as the UniTalks, which abides by the principle to guide the youth to reach out to the grassroots. With this journey, I would further endeavor to spread the light of UniTalks to all youths that are in my reach, so that more people can join this movement of self-exploration and finally can ask themselves, why not? Thank you so much.
Thank you, speaker number 2. Can you do a little favor? Your excellent speech, can you go a little behind the camera because your head is getting cut? So just move a little bit behind. Yeah, this is okay now. Thank you so much. So now I will request Ms. Binithi to give you a question on your prepared speech. Ms. Binithi, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. How are you feeling, speaker number 2?
I'm feeling great. Thank you so much.
All right, so I think you had quite a directive and unique approach to your speech. I loved how you spoke more of reality, and I think it's something that people don't speak much about, so I love that approach you took. So well done. My question to you is that you spoke about how our educational systems play a huge role in all of our futures. So what do you believe we can do to implement this education system to everyone who doesn't have access to it right now? What do you think we could do to change that?
Yes. Educational system does start from the parental teaching as well. So when we are talking about a child who has just born, from that moment, his teaching, he gets teaching from the nature, from his parents. And when he actually grows up to be 3 years or 4 years, he gets to this educational system. So our whole life, this whole journey is about learning. So when we are talking about a child who is in his growing period, who is taking all those teachings from around the world, around what is beside him, I think educational system plays a major role. And even though those people who do not have access to modern or mainstream educational system, we can still say religion also plays a major role. Societal norms also plays a major role. From those values, we can give those values, those teachings to those children who do not have access to mainstream educational institutions.
All right, good response, speaker 2.
Thank you, speaker number 2 and our young international jury. Now I'll request Mr. Corey to give a question on your general topic.
I, speaker number 2, let me just start by saying today you're exuding confidence that. So from an early age, we're taught to accept ourselves for who we are and also work on becoming the best version of ourselves. So if you could change one thing or improve one thing about yourself, what could it be?
The best version of myself. Often it is also because, thank you so much for that question, Jury. I think that in most cases, we do not live in this ideal world. So as being a general people, I do also have a fear of failure. I do also have the fear how the society would react if I fail. So I would like to change this trait of myself, which always tells me to step back, to think what other will be telling you if you fail. That major trait I would like to curtail from my identity so that I can get to my best version. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your response. It was very good.
Thank you, speaker number 2. Now let me pick the question from the audience. So I have a question here from the audience. How could you improve or make betterment on social and economic insecurity?
Indeed. As I told already, social, for now, social and social and economic system that we are living in, it is not ideal. So we all do belong from different places, from different aspects of the society. So that's why I have chosen a path which is more cost effective, but most effectual. So when we are talking about a parental teaching, that requires the parent to deliver a little bit of more values to his children, or an educational system to be a little bit more humble in distributing the education, which need not require a lot of capital as much as an awareness campaign or so. So if we try from the small endeavors, maybe after a few decades, we will get a large impact on our life, as well as on the educational, on our societal, as well as the economic background. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker number 2. Good answer. Keep it up.
I absolutely loved your take on today's topic, Speaker 2. It was well informed, detailed, and resonated with all of us, if I do say so myself. There are many things that claim to be absolute truths in this life. I don't know about the rest, but what I can boldly vouch for is that we must risk delight at all costs and dare to be our true, authentic selves in our speech, in our actions, and equally in our reactions. I recently read a quote, and it weighed heavy on my mind, that people wait for Friday, all year for summer, and all their life for happiness. I pose a little internal challenge to all of you here with us today. Why not now? Why not you? Many of us are in search of what other people told us to look for. Maybe it's time to shed off the familiar and step into the realm of limitless prospects. Speaker number 3, you're welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much. I am speaker number 3, and I will be starting. Dear Honorable International Juries, founder of Global UNITALKS, one worldwide UNITALKS family, my fellow contestants, and the live audience, greetings to you all. We are but perfect imperfections. If you were anything like me, I am sure you are constantly pinned to the ground where you question yourself on your ability to achieve certain tasks. Well, if that is a yes, then you are the perfect person to listen to this. I know for a fact that you and I as individuals tend to place ourselves in situations where there are different complex tasks, trials, and we put ourselves down in those various journeys and those various spaces that we interact in. For example, I, for one, didn't even think I'll be taking part in this prestigious end of July month speech open. I was very timid. Truth be told, I didn't even know what to say. It took me ages to even think of what I was going to say. But the fact that I am not the only one who faces such issues, but it is worldwide and it is widespread, becomes very problematic. And this is why I am here today to tell you, break free from the chains that are within your mind. And that is why fundamentally, I'm going to tell you how do you break these chains. Ask yourself, why not? Why not take that test? Why not ask that boy or girl? Why not take that trip? Why not try out that new thing? Many of us blame fear, tell ourselves it is risky. Well, risk is something that is a component of life and is one that we cannot do without and cannot stop us from achieving. The fear of COVID-19 didn't stop movie producers from doing what they love. The Fast and Furious 9 came out. The fear of COVID-19 did not stop the athletes at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics from doing what they love. How can fear stop you? See, if we let the fear take the best of us, then we wouldn't be here where we are today as mankind, given that we have evolved through facing fear. Nor would you and I be able to wake up and face each and every day head on. Some of you may also blame consequences. Well, live with day by day consequences. So why not take that consequence? Because they may be good. Like Ezekiel Spen puts it, opportunity comes once in a lifetime. And I assure you, once you miss it, it goes to the next ambitious person who asked themselves, why not? Why not? And was able to overcome their fear and they take up the challenge. So brothers and sisters, let the fear and consequences not hold you back. Let the fear be the fuel that drives you to achieve. Let the consequences let you know that they can be good. And with the good within the consequences, may you be able to foresight and see the millions of benefits, the large amount of potential stuck within you that wants to get out. And yes, the consequences may be bad, but the why not that got you started will get you through those consequences and will help you strive at the end of the day. Even living is a hustle. So how about that why not for a change? Thank you. Dear juries and the live audience, it is with great love from my heart that I thank the UNITALKS family. I am new to the UNITALKS family and they have already availed tons of opportunities. I was able to take part in the Oxford Worlds 2021 tournament because of UNITALKS. I am able to speak now because of UNITALKS. Even though I was timid, I'm able to speak because of the confidence and the guidance provided by the leaders at the UNITALKS. I thank the founder. I thank all the people behind the scenes who ensure that this UNITALKS family runs smoothly. They say the journey of 1,000 steps begins with the first. UNITALKS provides that first step. And as we say in my language, that I'll translate it, but we say that a candle loses nothing by lighting another, and UNITALKS is lighting the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, speaker number 3. Very good speech, very exciting and very deep. Let me request Ms. Binithi to give you a question on your prepared speech.
Thank you, Professor. How are you, speaker number 3?
I'm fine.
All right. I thought yours was quite motivational. I love your energy. You had such passion when you spoke, and I believe that's quite necessary for a public speaker. And it's just in you, and you have that instilled in you. So congratulations, like well done. I loved your speech. So you spoke about how risks are essential, and it's something that we cannot escape. So my question to you is there any opportunity where you think that taking a risk could be the wrong choice? Is there any occasion where you think it could be the wrong choice?
Thank you for that wonderful question. I believe risk, as I said before, is something that we must live with. And I think within ourselves, we must always do a risk analysis to tell ourselves, can I go for it or can I not? Given that me and you are all intelligent beings and we have the ability to critically take all this information in and analyze it, I believe as much as risk is something that we must bear with and live day to day, I believe risk analysis is always required. It's always required to know, can I have the ability to go for this? Because tons of people have achieved through risk. We're able to discover space as a frontier because we're able to take the risk. So yes, I believe the risk is necessary and we must take it. But as we take it, may we always remember that we must have a risk analysis and we must always be able to bear the consequences that come. That is the importance of why we should always ask ourselves, why not?
Wonderful answer, speaker number 3. Well done.
Thank you, speaker number 3 and our international young jury. Now I request Mr. Corey to give you a general question. Mr. Corey, are you available here?
Yes. Hello, speaker number 3. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I just want to say the way you're able to articulate yourself is very impressive. So even in your previous answer, I found that to be very impressive. So my question to you is, what is one thing that you started off doing initially, but in the end, no, sorry. What is one thing that you started off doing initially at first that was not so good, but in the end, it was great and worthwhile?
Thank you for that question. Thank you. From my personal experience, one thing that I found one thing I found that I didn't like at the start, but has helped me a lot, was leadership. As I grew up, I think when I was in like the lower levels of my studies, I was always like driven to go for leadership and like lead my fellow people. My teachers would make me the class captain because I had good grades. And I didn't like it because, you know, I had to speak to lots of people. But as time went on, I've learned to believe that leadership is something that we must take on. It is because of the leadership experiences that I've been able to get that, one, I've been able to interact with lots of people, gain the confidence to like deliver my speech right now, gain the confidence to take up anything. And I believe if it wasn't for the fact that somehow I stuck to the leadership ability, I don't think I would be able to speak right now. I think I'll still be very timid. And I think it is something that has driven me. It has given me the confidence to achieve each and everything. So I think leadership was one of those things that was quite difficult at the start. But as my journey went on, I grew to learn that leadership is something essential and it's something beautiful.
Incredible response, speaker number 3. I think you're going to make a really good leader in the future.
Yes, speaker number 3 is one of the young speakers in Global UniTalks platform. I will pick up a question for him from the audience. What is the greatest virtue the youth should possess and why?
Thank you, audience. The greatest virtue I think one ought to possess is modesty, or as many may call it, humility. I think as much as we have different understanding capacities, I think as much as we have, you know, different abilities in life, I think humility is one virtue we all must possess. Because I believe, and in my own thoughts, I believe that as human beings, irrespective of our difference, we are one. That is why I began my speech by saying we are but perfect imperfections. Even in our imperfections, we become perfect. I believe it is not necessary to undermine others simply because of their academic status, their social class, or their financial status. I believe humility is one virtue that we must all possess, because I think no man is an island. And today I may be financially down, today you may be up, but I may help you one way or another. So I believe humility is the greatest virtue each and every human being can bear and must have, because it's within humility that we have the ability to spiritualize and actualize within ourselves, within our, and possessing it, that we have the ability to achieve anything.
Thank you, speaker
number 3. It's always exciting to see what topics the participants will tackle and the individual angles that they will all take, as you have speaker number 3, which brings me to remind you all that the Global UniTalks International English Speaking Competition will be taking place on the 29th of August, and the topic will be Healing the Wild. So befitting in these trying times. Registrations are open for all, and the link can be found in all our social media platforms. Speaker 4, take the stage.
Please open the microphone, speaker number 4. Thank you.
Dear Honorable International Juries, the founder of the Global UNITALKS family, Worldwide UNITALKS family, my fellow contestants and the live audience, greetings. I'm UNITALKS speaker number 4, and I'll be delivering my speech on why not preserve what you love under the theme, why not? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been proven time and time again that for us to live, thrive, and survive, all we need is love. Ladies and gentlemen, who of us doesn't like being loved? Who of us doesn't like the feeling of love? Ladies and gentlemen, is there any friend greater than one who provides for you the best needs of life with no price? Absolutely no one. No one can be greater than a friend who will provide for you daily food, daily water, daily shade, shelter, and medicine, plus breath. Ladies and gentlemen, so why carry greed above need? Today we live in the period of great consequence. Why not of a great chance to preserve our environment? It is high time we drop the what ifs of failure and obtain the why nots of success in the road to keep the ambience of the surrounding that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, with issues of high-end destruction, which encompasses devil adults like deforestation, mineral mining, and air pollution, it is easy to solely focus on these challenges, the worst-case scenarios, and forget the heart of the available remedies that I believe is our calling on this planet Earth. As the youth, what if we took up the mantle upon environmental preservation? Imagine a prospect of a healthier, safer, and more sustainable life in our surroundings. Because I believe if we share the same thinking, we shall share the same will to action, which is now needed more than ever before. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not debatable anymore that the future of mankind is dependent on the ways in which they handle their environment. So, ladies and gentlemen, we enjoy the earth and air ceaselessly. It is a priceless gift that we receive without recompense. But today I bear an unpleasant message of not celebration, but rather of a great challenge. We have defied the ASIS setting for our personal interests and selfish interests. Watching news on Al Jazeera, Fox News, and CNN, what are the headlines that we see? The one-time green forest has now turned into a desert area. The fresh and safe waters of rivers, oceans, and lakes have now turned into toxic waters, which endanger human lives and aquatic lives, ladies and gentlemen. All this is because of various reasons like fuel and many others. So, ladies and gentlemen, why not use a safer and cleaner stove? Why not each one of us plant a tree in the surrounding? Ladies and gentlemen, while the government and the organizations like Greenpeace and Friends of the World have the major role of sensitizing us, making good policies and financing them, us as the citizens have a major role of awareness and protecting the environment, ladies and gentlemen, because we are the root cause of the destruction and degradation. So the environment is for the good of generations, but not an individual asset. So why not preserve it for your children and great-grandchildren? The environment is what we all have in common, and it will not continue to offer its harvest except with faithful stewardship. We cannot say we love it and destroy it. Why not preserve what we love? I'm going to give a vote of thanks. Dear panel, the UNITALKS family, and the live audience, with humility, I'm grateful for this opportunity, for considering me to address this global gathering in the name of saving Mother Nature. I'm extremely excited and thankful to the UNITALKS family for selecting me to participate in this global contest. Despite it being my first time, I'm really confident and grateful and happy and comfortable with the UNITALKS family. I would also like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the founder of the UNITALKS family, Professor Wallace, for making this platform and making it open for each and everyone to spread and speak their ideas. I would also like to extend my appreciation to Professor Diana for the effort and time she invested, and all the other Global UNITALKS team for making us this platform and ensuring that we all participate. We also thank you for your guidance that you've given us for the last 2 days of rehearsals. Thank you for the close engagement and the attachment that we've had with you, because without it, some of us wouldn't really participate. Believing that this is a learning experience, I hope we shall become future leaders that you want us to be. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker number 4. You made a great achievement and improvement. I've been watching. Keep it up. Now I will request Professor Diana to give you a question on your prepared speech.
Thank you, Professor Wallace. And speaker number 4, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Okay. Listening to your speech, and you have mentioned a couple of times about your environment. So my question is, personally, what would you do to promote the environment awareness around you or in your school or college?
Yeah, well, my answer will be simple. The only thing that I can access now is plant trees. And so what can I do about it? Considering what we face in my country, the problem that lead to environmental degradation is deforestation, because most of us here use firewood for fuel. So what can I do to promote our environment? The only thing that I can really do, and do it with passion, is planting trees in my neighborhood.
Wonderful thought and wonderful answer. And do plant one tree for me in my name. Thank you.
I will.
Thank you, speaker number 4. Let me now call upon our young international jury, Mr. Ayman, to give you a question on general topic.
Hello, speaker number 4. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. You gave quite a passionate speech regarding environment and environmental conservations and climate change, and it is quite insightful and it is quite relevant to the current events unfolding right now on the global stage. Though I shall be asking you a general questions unrelated to your topic, but it is somewhat related to your concerns, and that is right now our primary aim is to reduce the carbon emissions, right, globally. So as to reduce the carbon output, the initiatives are taken from various sectors. Predominantly, there is from the public sector by politicians and from the private sector by entrepreneurs. Which one, according to you, is more better equipped to tackle that challenge? Is it the entrepreneurs or is it politicians?
I believe the entrepreneurs, because some of the politicians have not been effective in the development of our country. But for the entrepreneurs, they have actually invested their income, which is the main point we need to consider in the development of the country. Some of the ideas are basing on individual motives, but not development stuff. So as me personally, I believe it is better we support the entrepreneurs other than supporting the politicians who are just individualistic.
Thank you for your answer. That was a very insightful view. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ayman, for your good question and very nice answer from the speaker. Now let me pick up a question from the audience, and here is a question. If you were appointed as United Nations Secretary General, what will be your first reform you will recommend and why?
Thank you. I didn't get the question. I beg your pardon.
Imagine if you are appointed as a United Nations Secretary General, what will be your first step where you like to make some reform, and what will be that reform and why?
Thank you, the audience, for that question. Today, we've been living in a capitalistic world for many of the countries. So one of the reforms that I would actually put up is to be considerate and even count the grassroots people in whatever transformation they're trying to make, other than basing on the people who are already rich. So we want to consider the poor, the vulnerable, and enable them to be good, and they also get somewhere to live, and they feel satisfied with whatever they have, and also to improve them. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker number 4. Excellent, keep it up. You're one of the young first-time speaker and you're doing very great.
Thank you, speaker 4. We can truly make the choice. of partnering with Mother Nature to bring its healing and restore back the oceans below and the forests within to their intended state of sustaining us while simultaneously sustaining itself, as it was meant to be all along. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for your continuous presence in our events. You are highly valued to us, and you will get to express your love and support for the participants by voting. After each participant, there will be a pop-up on your screen where you will get to cast your vote. This extends to the Facebook and YouTube platforms where you can vote by commenting and mentioning your favorite speaker's number. While you're at it, remember to follow our pages to be on the look for more events and projects. I'd now like to welcome the next speaker.
Hello everyone. Why? Why are we here today? I came across this quote. It's very thoughtful. It's got me thinking. I may not know why, but I do know why not, and this is where I stand. Dear honorable international juries, founder of Global UNITALKS, worldwide UNITALKS family, and lovely audience. I am UNITALKS speaker number 5, and my topic is why not? The question of why has often come up and has frequently come up in life. Why are you doing what you do? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why do you work here? Why do you work out? Well, there is that typical answer. I want to get that dream body. I want that beautiful house. I want to own maybe a Lamborghini. I want to be successful. Is that all there is? Or is there even something greater? A purpose? Maybe to lead, maybe to serve, or maybe even to inspire and motivate, or maybe give a speech like I am. Well, putting all these complexities and high-end goals aside, the simple answer, which I think is why not? For me, it has always been why not? Why not just do it? Why not just go with the flow? Well, what's the worst that can happen? Call it fun, call it risk, call it determination, whatever you like to label it. Well, there have always been setbacks, problems, etc. The excuses. I didn't have this, I didn't have money, I didn't have the time, I didn't have the right manager, I didn't have the right school teacher, or I didn't have the right resources. Well, as far as these go, they might be right, but these are not the defining factors. It's not about the lack of resources, it's resourcefulness. Well, what meant here by resourcefulness is emotion. If you get the right emotion, you can get yourself to do anything. Your emotion could be determination, love, happiness, whatever you can call it. Well, when you focus on something, it gets a meaning. And whatever that meaning is, it produces emotion. And that emotion creates what you do, called an action. Well, there is an American entrepreneur and motivational speaker, John Rim. It goes like, if your why is powerful, the how is easy. Now, for example, if you don't have enough money or if you don't have enough resources, but you are creative enough and you're determined enough, you will definitely find a way. These excuses should not affect your what's, why, and hows. These do not decide with what you got to do. If there's a will, there is a way. Decision is ultimately the power. There was a quote, it goes like, I'll paraphrase. Sometimes on the way to a dream, you get lost and find the bigger one. When you deeply think about why, the simplest answer is why not? And when you further think about it, especially why not you? Why not now? I would like to sign off by saying, special thanks to Professor Wallace and Professor Diana for providing me with this opportunity to come here and present, to express myself, express my thoughts, and tackle the fear that I had of why should I do what I should be doing? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? But when I had the opportunity of speaking, I thought, why not? I would like to leave the floor by saying, work for a cause, not for applause. Live life to express, not to impress. Don't strive to make your presence felt, just to make your absence felt. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker number 5. Excellent presentation. Now I'll request Ms. Biniti to give you a question on your prepared speech.
Thank you, Professor. How are you doing, speaker number 5?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for asking. I'm good too. So I thought you had quite a unique style, a way of presenting. You have a very calm and soothing way of bringing forth your idea, and you just nailed it. So well done to you. And you spoke about how if there's a will, there's a way, and we can achieve anything if we have the right motivation for it. So my question is, do you think under any circumstance, it is okay for us to give up?
Well, thank you for that amazing question. Coming to your question about giving up, there will be times where you feel like giving up and where you definitely give up, but that is not the end. The end is when you reach your goal, when you achieve what you want. It's okay to feel let down or feel lost or feel disappointed and not being able to do what you want to do. Giving up is part of that. You give up certain, well, you can say certain time and certain fun and certain activities to reach your goals. Giving up is part of reaching your goal, and giving up is part of that journey. I think that's all.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, speaker number 5. Now I'll request Mr. Corey to give you a general question, please. Thank you.
Hi, speaker number 5. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, bro. Long hours behind the desk trying to complete tedious assignments or having to study for upcoming exams can be a handful, right? So what are some of the most effective ways you've learned to cope with this academic pressure?
Thank you for that wonderful question. To cope up with such pressure, such academics, and especially since nowadays, due to the pandemic, it's all online, the best way that I have found for myself is to break it down into small chunks and have a small list. Just tick it off one at a time. Just do it. And if you can't do it, go on to the next. Just keep doing until that list is over. And then finally, when you check that paper again, all your assignments, all that pressure is finally over with.
All right,
As
thank
my
you very much.
professor always said, have a timeline, have a list, and you will succeed in the end.
All right, thank you. I'll try and follow your advice for the upcoming semester.
Yeah, so he means to say time management. Very good.
Yes.
It's a good way to do time management. Now I'll pick up a question for you from the audience. And the question here is, do you believe that mistakes are building blocks of success?
Thank you for the lovely question, audience and professor. Well, yes, I would say yes. Mistakes are the building blocks of success. Once you learn what you do not have to do, you will not repeat and you will not do the same mistake again, and therefore you're growing. And with each step, going further and further, you're growing and eventually leading to your goal or to your desired destination. These mistakes are what shapes a person. It makes them stronger. It gives them the experience, the knowledge to share and learn from it and grow from it.
Thank you, speaker number 5. There is another question. There are several questions, but I will take one more question for you. What is the line between success and failure?
Okay, that's a very wonderful question. Certainly something to think about. But for me, the line between success and failure is simple. When you don't have that motivation, or when you just give up and you just drop everything and you can't go forward and you just are in a blank space, that part I feel is failure. When you try to do something again and again, but you cannot push forward. You're stuck. It feels like you're taking a step back, another step back, another step back. That could be called failure. And I believe, but for me, in my own opinion, there is no line. All these steps you take, all the problems you face, all the setbacks you face, these eventually lead to your success. There is no such thing as failure. It's only about your mindset, about how you tackle the problem, about how you think about it. I think
Thank you,
that is it.
speaker number 5. Fantastic answer. Thank you. Keep it up.
Thank you, speaker number 5. People will settle for anything just to say that they have something. Life goes beyond the ordinary, beyond the comfort of our own little perspectives. If all it took for your freedom was to forgive the people that hurt you, would you? I suspect your answer is as mine. Yes. Why not? I hope that we'll all be like the sand in the ocean, to be able to slip through fingers, to hold up eternal empires, to stand as one, but hold the fate of 10,000 stories, to be like liquid which can change depending on the vessel that holds it, to be open to live and to live fully. And last but certainly not least, I welcome speaker number 6.
Speaker number 6, please go ahead.
Okay. Dear Honorable International Juries, the founder of Global UNITALKS, Worldwide UNITALKS family, my fellow contestants, and the live audience, greetings. I'm Global UNITALKS speaker number 6, and I'm going to be presenting about the theme, why not, under the topic of the girl child. Here you go. Kindly be reminded to pick a few tips from my speech. Thank you. When the girl child requests for a chance to study, she's downplayed. When she pays a visit to a relative's place, she is pushed to help with the cause of that particular place. When she gets sick, she's criticized for acting weak. When she fails to get the required grades in school, she's called hopeless. However, when the boy child requests for a chance to study, he is praised for being visionary. When he pays a visit to a relative's place, he is flattered with all sorts of sweet names. When he gets sick, he is quickly attended to. When he fails to get the required grades in school, he is motivated to struggle harder. The imbalanced love and gender inequality across all nations on planet Earth should be protested against, because this has led to a bigger gap, and greater aspects of inferiority complex have since developed in the recent years and still do grow to affect the upcoming generations. However, when we unite and advocate for a safer space for both genders in all sectors of different jurisdictions, we achieve so much in a little period of time. We can unite and advocate for a safer space for both genders in nations across the world. Why not? We can promote love and trust for both genders in nations across the world. Why not? The question still comes back to us. If the rest of the world has done it, if this happened in the ancient traditional systems, where we had the female gender as the superior, as the mothers of the nation, as the son to the human beings, as the care of the societies, then I do believe that we can be the warriors and voices for the voiceless and oppressed younger generations. Why not? What can stop us? Nothing can stop us in the modern century. We can spread the gospel of love, trust, and openness across the world. We can refresh the history of gender equality across the nations. Why not? The world is developing at a very fast pace that we can wake up in a totally different sphere of the environment. Literature scholars and activists have increased, young students have increased, platforms for information sharing have increased. Then why can't we use these different tools to shape for the current generation and the generations to come? Belief of gender equality often leads to development of any society. These do strengthen the love of families and societies at large, and have led to an upbringing of stable and individuals. Who are we to turn a deaf ear to the pain of the oppressed and voiceless children in the slums of every developing nation? Are we that heartless? Are we the human beings that do not care for the younger generation? No, we are not. But we do believe that with modern technology, with modern information sharing, we can unite and advocate for a safer space of both genders in nations across the world. Thank you. That was my speech, and I would like to take this time to thank Professor Wallace, the founding member of UNITALKS, Professor Diana, giving us this good opportunity to air out the views that do affect the society. To the honorable international juries, the worldwide UNITALKS family, and my fellow contestants, together with the live audience, I thank you for attending, and I thank you for sacrificing your time to listen to these wonderful ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker number 6. Now I will request Ms. Binithi to give you a question on your prepared speech.
Thank you, Professor. How are you, speaker number 6? Speaker number 6.
I'm very fine. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm very good. Thank you for asking. So I thought you had quite a beautifully structured speech. From start to finish, you kept up that energy. And as a first-time speaker, I think you did an amazing job. So well done. So my question to you is, you spoke about gender inequality and you spoke about a lot of important issues. So have you ever witnessed gender unequal situation in your life?
Thank you for the question. I personally haven't passed through that, but I've
I think speaker number 6 have some internet issue.
Professor, I think I got cut off.
Yeah, speaker number 6 is having some internet issue. Okay, meanwhile, he's coming in. I would like to announce the results of the Global UNITALKS World Speech Day runner-up competition last month, 2021. And the jury's choice, the winners are speaker number 1, speaker number 7, and speaker number 8. For the audience choice, speaker number 2, speaker number 6, and speaker number 10. And the runner-up, who are very close to the jury and the audience, with very small fraction of scores, are speaker number 3, speaker number 4, speaker number 5, speaker number 9, and speaker number 11. So I will request all the speakers who are the winners of this competition to stay back, and if number 6 is already coming back after him, they can come up and say something if they have to speak. Speaker number 6. I think we lost him, so we will wait for him a little later to join him, because he's from a quite remote place and internet is not very stable there. So please go ahead, the host.
Thank you so much. I would now like to invite Ms. Dinadi, the Global UNITALKS Brand Ambassador Sri Lanka, to deliver the closing speech.
Thank you. Some people want it to happen. Some people wish it would happen. And some people, they make it happen. And all these young speakers out here today clearly made it happen. Taking in that confidence, that self-belief to put yourself out there in the hope of creating change clearly makes each and every one of you a champion in your own way. And it is very important that we pay tribute to those who work day and night, putting in their hard work and their efforts into creating this gateway, which allows young speakers to take their first step into becoming great speakers. With that said, I would now like to thank the founder of Global UNITALKS, the members of the international juries, and all respected guests present here today. A special thank you goes out to Professor Wallace, the founder of Global UNITALKS, for coming up with this remarkable organization, and Professor Diana, the Vice President Academics of Global UNITALKS, for all the guidance and support she provides in making these events successful. I would also like to thank Ms. Amelia Murphy, the Chairman of International Juries, International Speaking Competition, Ms. Quinn Arbour, Chairman of International Juries, International Debate Competition, Mr. Victor, a member of the International Juries, and all other distinguished juries present here today, for taking time of your tight schedules and for arbitrating today's event. I would now like to extend my congratulations to all the participants for taking in the courage to make your thoughts and convert it into meaningful sentences with the hope of persuading others. And it is quite astonishing to see a number of different interpretations on a single topic, which clearly showcases to us as to how creative these young speakers could be. And last, but surely not least, I would like to thank the wonderful audience present here today for being there to support our young talents. And I have to mention that since the day I started UniTalks, I have become a more proficient speaker, and it has helped me to enhance my self-confidence and my self-belief, and has provided me an opportunity to put my thoughts out there. It has enabled me to improve my structure when it comes to answering impromptu questions. And most importantly, UniTalks has helped me discover myself and identify myself as to what type of speaker I really am. And it is very important that we all realize how important the precedent that Global UniTalks is setting in a global community. Because communication is one of the most important skills a person could pursue in life. And effective communication is what makes a difference between a leader and a great leader. And Global UniTalks sets a stepping stone for these young speakers to take a step into becoming effective communicators. And I have to mention that Global UniTalks is not just an ordinary global organization. It's an organization that is created with the hope of enriching the next generation. It is a platform that provides young people an opportunity to become potential leaders and effective communicators. And it is very important that we as the youth realize that we are the next generation and that together we can change the world. All it takes is unity and self-belief in each other. With that said, I would now like to invite Professor Diana, our mentor, as well as the Vice President Academics of Global UniTalks, to give out the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dinari. Thank you very much. That was very passionate speech from you and motivation. Very young speaker, Dinari. Thank you very much. Well, I'll take my vote of thanks here. And meantime, we will have the speaker number 6 coming up. So let me do that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Distinguished young international juries, the founder of Global UniTalks, Professor Wallace, worldwide Global UniTalks family, speakers from the different parts of the world, live audience, ladies and gentlemen, greetings. On behalf of Global UniTalks, I would like to sincerely thank all of you for being here today, giving your precious time by joining this prestigious virtual event, Global Youth Day Runner-Up Competition 2021, where these young, talented speakers from the different pockets of the world presented their ideas on the very famous quote, "Why not?" You see things and you say, "Why?" But I dream things that never were. And I say, "Why not?" By George Bernard Shaw. Listening to these captivating speeches from young speakers, which emphasizes that for true success in our life, we must often question ourselves and take risks and challenges in our daily lives. Thank you for participating. And from my side, all of you have done a great, and you all are awesome. Today, as we conclude our journey of the Global Youth Day, which was inaugurated in May to mark and celebrate our founders, Professor Wallace's birthday, the mastermind behind the UNITALKS. This tradition will continue, and every year it will be observed on 31st May as Global Youth Day. UNITALK will host Global Youth Day so that coming young generation could participate and enjoy the youth period, showcasing their achievements in the form of public speaking and share Global UNITALKS mission, spread ideas, speak ideas, and follow ideas. Well, we may have ended this journey, but the journey of continuous learning and engagement will always remain on the Global UNITALKS platform. A platform which is by the students, for the students, and from the students. At last, I would like to conclude with a special thanks to our international jury panel, who has been the foundation of Global UNITALKS and pillars for the future, even they are not here today. They have always been there with us. I also want to convey my special thanks to Ms. Maha Shamsi, Global UNITALKS brand ambassador, the United Emirates, for her opening note, and Ms. Dinadi for her closing note, the brand ambassador, Sri Lanka. Last but not least, thank you, Ms. Lillian Watika, for hosting today's event. Thank you, live audience, for joining us tonight. Before we say goodbye, I would like to make a special announcement about next month's flagship event, Global UNITALKS International English Speaking Competition 2021, which Professor Wallace had already mentioned in his speech, which will be held on August 29, 2021. The winners of this competition goes directly to the One Belt, One Road English Speaking Competition 2021. Last year, Global UNITALKS English Speaking Competition winner was selected as the top 3 speakers of the world. This speech competition is very ironic, as last year, this competition was the first opening competition which was organized online virtually by Global UNITALKS in the light of pandemic. Now we will be completing 1 year this coming August, which will be marked as first anniversary of Global UNITALKS online. To know more about this event, kindly visit our website www.unitalks.org. The registration is open now. So I invite all the Global UNITALKS members from the various continents to take part in this competition, and also invite your classmates and friends to secure a prestigious certificate for their resume. What you have to do is just record 3 minutes speech video on the topic Healing the World, and email us to the email address and enter the competition before 15th August 2021. You will find more details about this competition on our website. So kindly do visit. And thank you for your time. All of you have been wonderful. Have a wonderful evening and be safe.
Thank you, Professor Diana, for your wonderful closing remarks and vote of thanks. Now the floor is open for all the speakers and all the audience who want to speak, and the floor is yours. I will also request all the winners of last month event, if they want to say something, they can go ahead. So welcome, speaker. Shamsi, you are great. You got first position from jury choice. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Professor. I truly am honored to be part of this platform. And having the opportunity to also be welcome speaker this month was quite huge for me, even if I caused a minor setback, which I truly do apologize for. I am so grateful to be part of the Global UNITALKS family, and because this has not only helped me develop my leadership skills, it has also I have also received great mentorship from Professor Diana, and the way that I have practiced again and again to improve my vocabulary, to improve basically everything that that I was lacking. Being part of Global UNITALKS, that came to my attention. That's something I worked upon, and that's something that has really helped me in the future when I speak in speeches. So one of the things that I will mention in the future, if someone asks me like, how are you so good at speaking, I would say that it was because of participating in the Global UNITALKS platform that my speaking skills and or the gratitude that comes from the heart for speaking so well, it's always going to be Global UNITALKS. It's going to be one of the reasons why I speak so well. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker number one. You have done a good job, and most probably you will be appointed as the president of Global UNITALKS UAE. So be ready, tighten your belt to do more hard work in time to come. So you have been nominated and you have done excellent work. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Dinadi, you always keep smiling. What is the secret of your smiles? A lot of things you have in your heart.
I believe you should always be happy no matter what life throws at you. So a smile always helps. Doesn't come with a cost. So
yes. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I would say I'm really honored to have chosen as the audience choice winner, and I would say this was a wonderful experience from the beginning itself, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to do a lot more in the coming future. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Mr. Ayman, what has been your experience as a young international jury for the Global Youth Day, and what you have to say to the speakers?
Well, I shall always be thankful for what Global UNITALKS have contributed, that is in developing my soft skills in regards to public speaking, that I prior to attending Global UNITALKS events, I have told you that at first that I always wished that my public speaking skills were quite developed, because that is one thing that I wanted to develop, but I severely lacked. And as you and Professor Diana have seen me in my early stages, I was not a very good speaker, to be honest. And I lacked the charisma, lacked the clarity and all that. But yes, through the events, due to participating in Global UNITALKS events, I did significantly improve upon my public speaking skills. And for that, I shall remain eternally grateful for what it has contributed. And to the speakers here, I would like to say that stick with this organization, and I assure you that you will notice the significant development within a couple of few months. And after participating in a number of events, you will recognize the distance that you have come across. That I assure you. So this is what I have to say, and I will always remain grateful for what Professor Diana and Professor Wallace has enabled me to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hammond. As I was mentioning in my opening speech, Global UNITALKS trying to develop the youth like you, and not only giving you the training and guidance, but also mentoring you. So as you saw your journey, you started as a speaker, then you moved to be a host, and then you moved to become an international young jury, so that you have a flavor and experience of various portfolio and background responsibilities to make you better and better. So this will give you a kind of confidence, a kind of public speaking, soft skills, expertise for your future life. So here you are. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. Our last year Global UNITALK English speaking competition winner, Miss Lillian Watika, who is our host today, she has been a long journey with us. So how you're feeling to be a host today, Lillian?
I'm honestly so honored. I feel like this is going to be one of those moments I'm going to look back and I'll be like, wow, that was such a milestone and a defining moment in my life. I have grown so much. I feel so much more bolder, confident. I'm able to articulate my ideas and feel like they matter. They are part of something. And Global UNITALKS has been greatly to thank for that, especially your support with Professor Diana. It's been like a mentorship that I didn't think would come out of this. And I'm so grateful that I just didn't stop. I kept going and I kept going. And here I am today. And it's honestly such a blessing.
You've done very awesome, Lillian. I'm very proud of you. And I'm sure the next level of your promotion will be the international jury. So be ready and prepare for that. Wonderful. So what about speaker number 8 of World Speech Day? You're smiling, you're being here from the beginning. How are you today? Yeah, you can open. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank Global UNITALKS, Professor Wallace, Professor Diana for their confidence in us, for always being there, for their commitment. And I've learned a lot from Global UNITALKS for the past 2 months I've been here. One of them is confidence. Another thing is always be happy and always be responsible for every single thing you do. Yeah, and I really thank you so much for setting up such a day, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your words. Arhu Collins, I saw you raise hand all the time. Arhu Collins, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, what's up?
Yeah, it's a great pleasure. I have to thank the found members of Global UNITALK. It's a great pleasure. It is my first time attending the platform, but I appreciate the speakers and I hope for the best. I also aspire to be a public speaker, and I appreciate the great work for my fellow youth, basically for the periphery countries where we don't usually get these opportunities. And it becomes a great pleasure for us to, to get to these platforms. And I pray so hard that maybe in the next events, I also participate fully.
Great, you're welcome, Mr. Collins. I'm very happy that you enjoyed and you have been there raising your hand up from the beginning. So now I've been waiting to hear from the president of UNITALKS Uganda, who has done a lot of hard work promoting Global UNITALKS and participating with the team in some very big international events. What you'd like to share and inform us, please go ahead.
All right, thank you so much, Professor. My name is Hilary Trinawe, and I'm the president of Global UNITALKS Uganda. I'm really very delighted to share some few things with you today on this particular day. Those that remember when I joined Professor Diana, Professor Wallace, you could tell around October last year. I think it was my first time to, give a speech on a global platform. It was my first time to interact with people beyond my continent. It was my first time to have that feeling that we all now know how exactly it feels. So that was me with my internet connectivity issues. I still tried to learn from Professor Diana, from Professor Wallace, and everyone that was part of my amazing journey. October this year, we'll be making 1 year as UNITALKS Uganda. We'll be having an anniversary, our first year anniversary. And as Global UNITALKS Uganda, we are planning a special anniversary. We'll be hosting a bigger competition as well as Global UNITALKS Uganda. We'll be having, it will be termed as the Global UNITALKS Uganda Anniversary Cup. It will be a combination of British parliamentary debate, that's 100 teams, as well as public speech, 100 teams. So that will be part of our celebration as we make 1 year. We started in October with about 9 people that were part of that team. And today we can talk about 100 plus students that have joined us. And we are happy that for every UNITALKS event from October till today, we have been able to have students from our family, UNITALKS Uganda, joining every event. And we think we value that and we treasure that as UNITALKS Uganda. Still, as UNITALKS Uganda, we have had a small subsection that has been added to UNITALKS Uganda as part of our developments, our internal developments, and that is the UNITALKS Academy. Through the UNITALKS Academy, we have had different students, particularly high school students and other university students who are part of our academy, which is within UNITALKS Uganda. They've been able to participate in other competitions and have made us proud as UNITALKS Uganda. Last month, we were able to send a contingent to the Oxford World Schools Debate Championship, and they had a very, very good performance, and we are very happy as UNITALKS Uganda and the entire UNITALKS fraternity. This month, we shall also be sending a contingent to the Hong Kong World Schools Debate Championship. We'll also be sending another to the Reality Park Debate Open, as well as other more competitions. And we are happy when these students go out and have a good performance, and the pride comes back to us as UNITALKS Uganda and the entire UNITALKS family. UNITALKS Uganda is also working towards another program that we are going to inculcate within UNITALKS Uganda, and that is we are finalizing a few talks with some 2 radio stations in the country. One is in the Western region, another in the Northern region. We think it's also important for these youth to have that kind of opportunity as well within their local setting and be able to share ideas with other fellow youth, have debates, have their says and public speeches about other more issues, and also have that bit of interaction. We are working towards that kind of progress. This August shall also be beginning a smaller program that is part of UNITALKS Uganda also. It will be dubbed as Inspire Sunday. Inspire Sunday is about a 1 to 2 hours meeting, depending on the platform like Zoom and Google Meet, where these different students come together. And we would always invite an individual, be it a role model, be it a personality of a higher maybe rank or something, to come and share maybe the experiences, their journey. And this is a bit of motivation and inspiration to these young students as well, but within this bit of local setting. So as UNITALKS Uganda, these have been some of the strides that we have made in about 8 to 9 months, and we'll be happy to celebrate our anniversary. So I guess we'll be sending the invitation soon for the anniversary. And yeah, so that's what we have made as UNITALKS Uganda. So we have grown as UNITALKS Uganda and have grown as an individual. This is not how I'll deliver a speech about 9 months ago. The story is different today. I am more confident. I'm just good. And yeah, I just hope I'll continue developing and participating much more in events. And all we can say is we are happy and delighted for this. Many lives are being impacted by UNITALKS at the grassroots level and everywhere across the world. Thank you, UNITALKS. Thank you, Professor Wallace. Thank you, the creative team. Thank you, my fellow students. Thank you, the country heads. Thank you, the brand ambassadors. Thank you, the young international jury. Thank you, the international jury. Thank you, everyone. And we are really happy to be part of this family. I wish you good luck and have the best of the coming week. Thank you.
Thank you, Hilary. Thank you so much for all your hard work and what you have done for the UniTalks and for your country youth. And by mentoring, training continuously your youth of your country, and you take passion on it, and you've done a great job. So I have to make two announcements today. For the Sri Lanka, our next president will be Ms. Biniti, who is nominated as the Global UNITALKS president of Sri Lanka, who is also a young jury. Will you like to say something to us?
Professor, thank you so much. I'm really honored to be here, and I didn't expect to go so forward with UniTalks when I first joined, because I really hadn't even heard about this organization because of the country I was in, and we really didn't know about it. And as soon as I got involved with it, I was just fascinated by how much everyone has been doing in UniTalks. And when it came to public speaking, I always assumed that it would be in front of a live audience. So UniTalks was the first opportunity that I had to actually present a speech or deliver a speech online in front of a live audience in so many different countries and different continents. So I really just got that opportunity and that exposure because of UniTalks. So I'm really, really grateful for that. So thank you so much, Professor Wallace, for involving me with it, Professor Diana for just constantly helping me out and guiding me for my speeches that I participated in before. I got so much exposure. I came here as a contestant, and then I was the host, and I got an opportunity to be a young international jury as well. So I got an exposure that I really didn't think that I would receive, as well as the mentoring and all the connections that I got to know through UniTalks. So thank you very much. And I really do hope I could be a part of UniTalks in the future as well, as long as I can, because it's really an amazing organization. So thank you so much.
You have a lot of aspiring speakers from Sri Lanka, and as a president of Global UniTalks Sri Lanka, you need to build up your team and see what Hillary and other presidents have been doing in their country. I think this is a very proud moment for you and a very big nomination, a big responsibility. So you have to go forward and make yourself shining in your country. Thank you so much for being a part of the Global UniTalks. And now the last announcement I have to make is Mr. Corey, another young international jury. He has been recommended and nominated as the president of Botswana, and he will be leading the Global UniTalks in Botswana on behalf of the Global UniTalks family. Welcome, Mr. Corey. Anything you have to say?
Firstly, I just want to say thank you, Professor Wallace and Professor Diana, for this nomination and for just electing me. It's such a profound honor to represent my country and carry forth the legacy of UniTalks. In the beginning, like Biniti said, I wasn't so adamant about going so forward with this organization because I wasn't so eager to work so hard. But I think this is the best way I can spend my holiday, being a part of this platform, helping students, because today I've learned how to, interact with the contestants. It's different for me. I'm on the other side. Previously, I was a contestant, and now I'm an international jury member. So this has been a fantastic experience. Nothing I can compare it to. I'm just very honored to be here today to speak to such a talented group of people. And yeah, I always learn, continue to learn, and I just want to express thanks to Professor Diana for all the help, support, grooming me, and just allowing me to be here. Professor Wallace, thank you so much for even your help in my previous semester with academic English writing. I've never worked so hard in my whole life, and I really enjoy it because now I feel like I can take on anything. There's not an obstacle in front of me that I feel like I can overcome. I was not such a good speaker in the beginning, though English is the only language that I can speak. I was more of a very good writer. So, speaking and being able to project what I can write in the way that I have been taught through UniTalks, it's such a, I don't know, I can't match it to anything. I'm very thankful and grateful for this opportunity, and I look forward to go forth with being the president of Global UniTalks in Botswana and recruiting people to be a part of this prestigious organization. So thank you very much. And to all the contestants today, I hope you guys had fun. I really enjoyed asking you guys questions, and all you guys are, you've made my day. Today's Saturday, right? I can't think of a better way to spend my Saturday in lockdown. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Mr. Corey. You deserve it. You have done a great work, and you have come through for this nomination. Dinadi, are you here?
Yes, Professor.
Yes. You will be also happy to note that you'll be the Vice President of the Global UNITALKS Sri Lanka, working with Miss Binithi. So keep smiling, let her always be smiling, and make UNITALKS flag high in Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Professor. I'm also looking forward to work with the President of Sri Lanka, Binithi.
Binithi has been an outstanding speaker and very responsible and doing a great job. So today we have a lot of nomination happened. The President of United Arab Emirates have been appointed. The President of Botswana has been appointed. The President of Sri Lanka has been appointed, and the Vice President of Sri Lanka has been appointed. So it's now become a public announcement, so you can start going ahead with your preparation. We will give you all the guidance how to develop and how to create a strong presence of Global UNITALKS in your country. So some of the presidents of other countries will also be a guiding factor. Just now you heard from the President of Uganda, and also some of the other countries will be joining in to you to guide you to keep the flag of Global UNITALKS high. Actually, what are you doing? You are doing for yourself. We are just created a platform. This is for you to shine and let your friends, classmates, your countrymates to shine. I think this satisfaction which you get at the end of the day, it's remarkable. So you grow, let other grow, and everybody grow. I think with this note, I would like to close. But before that, I see speaker number 1 today. She's been smiling at number 3 and 4. You have something to say before we close? Go ahead.
I'd like to say that this journey has been really exhilarating for me. Both my professors and my wonderful jury and my fellow contestants have been really encouraging, and the wonderful speakers that I have today. I have learned so many things. Their speech quality, their movements, their efficiency, everything has taught me a lot of things, which I think will help me to improve in future. And I hope that I continue my journey with this wonderful family. And I think that that's how this community, that's how this community should grow. And it's been a really good journey for me so far. Thank you.
Thank you. As the first speaker today through the lottery, you were selected to speak first. How was your reaction? How were you feeling? Were you very nervous?
Well, I was nervous at the very first beginning when I was selected as the first speaker, but I thought that the first are the leaders and I should give my all, and everyone will be really attentive at the very first beginning of my speech. So that's why I was excited. To be honest. It was exciting.
Yes, I think to be number 1 speaker is also very prestigious, and also, a lot of hope for everyone to see on you, because you are the first opener. You've done a good job. Wonderful. Speaker number 3, yes.
I am so grateful to be part of UNITALKS. I mean, when Hillary approached me the very first time, I was very skeptical. I told Hillary that I'm not used to writing scripts of speeches and all that. Hillary told me, you know what, it's a really great community, and he told me I would love being part of it. And it's my very first time, and I love being part of UNITALKS. I mean, Professor Diana has been so helpful in communication, telling us to get our speeches on time, the tons of advice I've received. I mean, I have done a public speaking tournament before, but I believe the feedback here has been so in-depth to enable me learn as a speaker. I am so privileged to meet all these young juries. I mean, I've loved to hear their stories from Botswana to Sri Lanka. It's it's been amazing. I am just so grateful to be part of this.
Thank you, speaker number 3. So last is speaker number 4. Yes.
All right.
Surprise me today.
I'm surely going to surprise you. So I'm really grateful and excited to be part of the Global UNITALKS family. If we can all remember how I started, the first rehearsal, I was not really confident and I was nervous. And yeah, it is no longer a secret. I skipped some line and some paragraphs and some words in my speech. Yeah, the other time, the first rehearsal. So the next rehearsal, I was really better. Though I changed almost the whole script, I was really better. So believing that today I was better than yesterday, I still reaffirm that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So yeah, I'm really in my first step, and I believe to be better even in future with Global UNITALKS. Really, thank you for your chance that you've given me. Thank you for being so close to me. And I mean, I got surprised when I saw Professor Diana and the Global UNITALKS in my DM all the time, telling me, advising me. So I'm really grateful, and I really hope that I'll be better in future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, speaker number 4. One question somebody asked me, I skipped in the audience. I want you to answer the last answer for today. Why would you like to know your own understanding of love? Why not you share with us? This question is for you from the audience. The question is, I would like to know your own understanding of love.
Honestly, in my speech, I was not really speaking about the love that, okay, whatever love he is thinking about. Well, I was just talking about the love of our environment, because I believe something that sustains you for all your life is something that is really so friendly to you, and it is surely your first lover. Yeah, I am supposed to say God is our first lover, but the environment is also after God. Oh, thank you for the question, because I really think he meant something else, which I cannot really say right now.
Okay, okay, that's audience question. It was in the chat box I saw just now. Well, thank you so much for the great evening. You guys have done a lot improvement from the first time when you applied, and then your first rehearsal, the second rehearsal, which is very important. And now today where you are, I think you saw yourself, your improvement. Continue to grow. Next event, 29th August, is a very big event. And it's very prestigious event for the Global UNITALKS, where we went online last year. And this was a benchmarking for our world largest online platform. And the winners go to the world largest One Belt, One Road English speaking competition. And it's very prestigious nomination. And the last year, one of the winner of our Global UNITALKS went to top 3. So I want you should go to top 2 and top 1 this time. It's all our prestige and hard work involved. So please prepare your video for 3 minutes on the topic Healing the World and send it to us. And also encourage your classmates, your friends, your colleagues, whoever, all the presidents who are newly appointed. This is a first chance for you to show your work within your own country, to get good participation and make this as a success. So last year it was around 360 around. Now this year I want it should be more. So I hope that you guys will push it forward. Thank you so much for this. And Professor Diana, you raise hand, something to say before we close?
Yeah, if you allow me to speak.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Close. Thank you. I have been getting questions about the upcoming competition, about the August event. So I advised and suggest all of you, it's on YouTube, the last year event, the competition, and also about the One Belt, One Road competition. So please do go and watch and try to have an idea how difficult, what is the level of understanding. So you will know how to prepare yourself. And also, as you have joined this, the first time speakers and the first time to UNITALKS, please do take it and share this with your friends and let others also join. It's not only for, as Professor keeps mentioning, you can mentor them, you can bring them. So this keeps on going, so we can add more and more members to our family, country-wise and even individual-wise. You can recommend and you can bring them and start learning so that we can grow. This is very important. So this is first thing I wanted to tell you before we close. One important thing about the competitions details. All the details are there on the website. And yes, you do have to make a video. There has been questions from the students. Do we need to make a video? Yes, all of you have to make a video for 3 minutes on the topic to enter the competition and send it to the email mentioned. Okay, guys, thank you very much. And all of you have done a lovely job. For me, all my participants, UniTalks students, members, like a Lillian and many others who have been there for past 1 year, even now you will see them and they will give you a tough time. They have been a very good speakers. We really have a very good speakers. If they join this competition, then I'm sure you please start preparing. Okay, so this is what we, yeah, Professor, you want to say?
Yes, I just wanted to add on one more information. You see, this One Belt, One Road English-speaking competition is run by all the embassies and consulates globally around the world. So there are a lot of country will run this event and select each country-wise the speakers. Global UniTalks speakers go directly without any barrier once you win our event in our competition. So it's a shortcut for you not to go through the whole long process of the government. So if you really work hard, this video which you're going to give to us, this will be not only judged by the Global UniTalks, but also the worldwide panel. So they will pick up who are the best speakers through your videos. And also they will join our events to do judging and picking up. So this is a very good opportunity for you to get such a prestigious nomination. And also, once you are a winner, once this pandemic, God willing, subsides and everything become normal, you'll be invited to come to Hong Kong and also to Shanghai to have a visit and to understand more details about what we are doing, and also have a kind of a short trip and also collect your awards other than the certificates and so on. So please take this opportunity, try to build up your resume, try to build up yourself, help your countrymate, classmates, and others to also go together with you. As I always mention, whatever we do hard work, all the professors, all the academic team, international juries, we donate our time, our own personal time. We don't need thanks from you, but we just want to thank us in a way you help others. So if you want to thank us, don't thank us, just help 1 or 2 more people. I think that's the thanks you give it to us. And that's how this chain is going to become the world's largest online platform from the day one. And we want to stay where we are. And you all are the pillars of Global UniTalks. And I believe that you will do your best to make UniTalks as strong as always been. Thank you so much. With this, I say good night. Thank you so much. You guys are great. Good luck. See you soon.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you, all of you.
See you. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Aman. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.